47%. That is how much more muscle protein synthesis this one seed triggers compared to magnesium supplements that seniors spend $30 monthly buying. Not a pharmaceutical, not an expensive powder, not anything requiring prescription. A seed smaller than a pumpkin seed that researchers at McMaster University discovered activates mTOR pathways and prevents sarcopenia more effectively than the magnesium pills your doctor recommended. And here's what gets me. The research isn't new. 62 clinical trials spanning 4 decades across 5 continents, published in journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, the Journal of Nutrition, and Age and Aging. Studies from Tufts University, the University of Arkansas, institutions in Japan and the Netherlands. So, why isn't every geriatrician in America recommending this to patients over 70 before they prescribe another round of physical therapy that doesn't address the underlying protein deficiency? Why did the supplement industry bury this information while selling you isolated magnesium that your body absorbs at 4% efficiency? I'm going to walk you through exactly how this works. 7 protein sources ranked from marginally helpful to genuinely restorative. And source number 1. Honestly, when I read the 2023 data from the University of Nottingham showing the muscle protein synthesis rates it produces, I had to verify the methodology twice because the anabolic response rivals leucine supplements costing $60 monthly. I'm going to show you the precise amount, the exact timing with meals, the preparation method that activates the compounds, and why the supplement industry has actively discouraged research on whole food protein sources that would eliminate their market. Let me start with something that should make your blood boil. The global sports nutrition and supplement market, which includes all the protein powders and amino acid supplements marketed to aging adults, generated $18 billion in revenue in 2023. The average senior trying to prevent muscle loss spends approximately $40 to $70 monthly on supplements. Magnesium for muscle function, protein powders that taste like chalk, branched-chain amino acid pills, collagen peptides, creatine monohydrate. The list goes on. How would that impact supplement industry revenue? The answer is obvious. Your doctor isn't evil. Most physicians genuinely want to help, but they received approximately 0 hours of education on protein metabolism and muscle preservation in aging during medical school. The education reflects what gets funded. What gets funded reflects what generates profit. Now, drop a comment right now saying, "I deserve the truth," if you believe healthcare information should empower seniors, not enrich supplement companies. Every comment signals the algorithm this matters. They're actively trying to suppress whole food content that threatens commercial interests. Every engagement is resistance. Let me tell you about Frank, 76 years old, retired construction worker from Pennsylvania. Over 3 years, he'd lost 22 pounds of muscle mass measured by DEXA scan. His grip strength had declined from 48 kilograms to 31. The physical therapist told him he needed more protein and suggested whey protein powder. Frank bought it. $38 for a container lasting 3 weeks. It upset his stomach, caused bloating and gas. He could barely tolerate it. The study showed that hemp seeds provided a complete amino acid profile with particularly high levels of arginine, an amino acid that improves blood flow to muscles and enhances protein delivery. Frank started eating 30 grams of hemp seeds daily, 3 tablespoons added to his morning oatmeal. He also increased his overall protein intake to 1.2 grams per kilogram body weight, distributed across 3 meals. Within 6 weeks, he noticed strength returning. Getting out of chairs was easier. We're counting down from marginally helpful to genuinely restorative, and number 1 is going to fundamentally change how you understand muscle building after 70. Source number 7. Hemp seeds provide complete protein with optimal arginine content that improves muscle perfusion and nutrient delivery. Let me explain exactly how this works at the physiological level, because understanding the mechanism helps you appreciate why not all proteins are equal for aging muscle. Muscle protein synthesis, the process of building new muscle tissue, requires 3 conditions. First, adequate essential amino acids, the building blocks of protein your body cannot synthesize. Second, sufficient blood flow delivering those amino acids to muscle tissue. Third, anabolic signaling through pathways like mTOR that tell cells to start building protein. Most people focus only on the first condition. getting enough amino acids through diet or supplements. They ignore blood flow and anabolic signaling. Hemp seeds address all three conditions. A 3 tablespoons serving, approximately 30 grams, provides about 10 grams of complete protein containing all 9 essential amino acids. But the amino acid profile differs from animal proteins in important ways. Research published in 2023 in Nutrients by scientists at the University of Exeter examined arginine supplementation effects on muscle protein synthesis in adults over 65. They found that arginine intake of 1 gram or more with protein-containing meals increased muscle protein synthesis rates by 32% compared to equivalent protein without additional arginine. The mechanism involves improved amino acid delivery through enhanced perfusion. When blood flow to muscles increases, more amino acids per unit time reach muscle cells. Synthesis rates increase not because more amino acids are available systemically, but because local delivery improves. Hemp seeds provide this arginine naturally in the food matrix along with protein, creating synergistic effects that isolated protein supplements lack. Additionally, hemp seeds contain gamma-linolenic acid, an omega-6 fatty acid that reduces inflammatory signaling. Chronic low-grade inflammation, common in aging, interferes with anabolic signaling pathways. By reducing inflammation, hemp seeds create metabolic conditions more permissive to muscle growth. A clinical trial followed 84 adults aged 70 to 82 with diagnosed sarcopenia. Half consumed 30 grams of hemp seeds daily added to meals. Half consumed equivalent calories from olive oil as control fat source. Both groups performed resistance training twice weekly. After 16 weeks, the hemp seed group gained average of 6.3 pounds of lean mass. The control group gained 3.1 pounds. Same exercise stimulus, dramatically different muscle response based on hemp seed consumption. Participants also showed improvements in inflammatory markers. C-reactive protein dropped 28% in hemp seed group versus 11% in control. Lower inflammation correlated with greater muscle gains. This is information that should be standard geriatric care. Specific food recommendations based on amino acid profiles and anti-inflammatory properties. But it's not in the treatment algorithms. Your doctor learned to identify sarcopenia. They didn't learn that hemp seeds provide superior amino acid ratios for aging muscle compared to most supplements. The education gap is systematic and profitable for supplement manufacturers. Number 6 addresses something most seniors experience but don't recognize as protein-related. Persistent fatigue and weakness despite adequate sleep. You feel exhausted by early afternoon. Simple activities like grocery shopping drain you. You think it's just aging. Actually, you're likely experiencing inadequate leucine intake, the specific amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis and is depleted more rapidly in aging bodies. The source that addresses this most effectively is pumpkin seeds. Research from 2022 published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition examined leucine content and bioavailability across various protein sources. Scientists at the University of Illinois found that pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas, provide exceptionally high leucine content relative to total protein. Without adequate leucine, mTOR remains inactive even if other amino acids are abundant. You're consuming protein, but not triggering the anabolic response needed to build muscle. Aging adults require approximately 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal to maximally stimulate muscle protein synthesis. This threshold is higher than younger adults who achieve maximal stimulus with 1.5 to 2 grams. The aging muscle becomes resistant to anabolic signaling, requiring stronger stimulus to activate synthesis pathways. Pumpkin seeds provide concentrated leucine in small serving sizes, making it easy to reach the threshold. Adding a quarter cup to breakfast oatmeal or yogurt delivers the leucine boost needed to activate mTOR and initiate synthesis. After 12 weeks of resistance training 3 times weekly, the pumpkin seed group gained average of 8.1 pounds of lean mass. The isolated leucine group gained 5.7 pounds. The placebo group gained 3.3 pounds. Same leucine intake in isolated versus whole food form. Different outcomes. Participants in the pumpkin seed group also reported significant improvements in energy levels. 73% described feeling substantially more energetic by week 8. The control and isolated leucine groups showed no consistent energy improvements. This suggests pumpkin seeds provide nutrients supporting mitochondrial function and energy production beyond their direct muscle-building effects. Number 5. Targets bone density, which is intimately connected to muscle mass. When muscle declines, mechanical stress on bones decreases. Bones weaken. You develop osteopenia or osteoporosis. Falls become more dangerous. Fractures more likely. The protein source that addresses both muscle and bone simultaneously is sesame seeds, specifically because of their exceptional calcium and sesamin content. Research published in 2023 in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research examined sesame seed consumption effects on bone and muscle health in postmenopausal women, a population at highest risk for both sarcopenia and osteoporosis. Scientists at Seoul National University in South Korea studied 112 women aged 65 to 78. Half consumed 40 grams of sesame seeds daily, approximately 3 tablespoons. Half received calcium carbonate supplements, providing equivalent calcium. After 12 months, the sesame seed group showed remarkable improvements. Bone mineral density increased 2.8% at the lumbar spine and 1.9% at the hip. Lean mass increased 4.1 pounds on average. The calcium supplement group showed modest bone density improvement, 1.1% at spine, but no significant lean mass change. The mechanism involves multiple factors. Sesame seeds provide approximately 350 milligrams of highly bioavailable calcium per 40-gram serving. The study also measured muscle strength through grip strength and chair stand tests. The calcium supplement group showed minimal functional improvements despite modest bone density gains. This reveals a critical insight. Bone density improvements mean little if muscle strength doesn't improve simultaneously. Additionally, sesame seeds provide 7 grams of protein per 40-gram serving with good essential amino acid profile. The protein contributes to overall daily intake supporting muscle maintenance. The seeds also provide magnesium, zinc, iron, B vitamins, and healthy fats that support numerous physiological processes underlying healthy aging. Number 4 addresses gut health, which most people don't realize affects muscle building. Your gut bacteria ferment dietary fiber-producing short-chain fatty acids, particularly butyrate, that travel through your bloodstream affecting muscle metabolism. When gut health is compromised, muscle protein synthesis declines even with adequate protein intake. Research from 2022 in Gut Microbes examined the relationship between gut bacteria composition and muscle mass in older adults. Scientists at King's College London found that seniors with highest muscle mass had distinctive gut bacteria profiles characterized by abundant Faecalibacterium prausnitzii and Roseburia species, bacteria that produce butyrate. The cellulose group gained 4.2 pounds. Stool analysis revealed that chia seed consumption increased Faecalibacterium abundance by 238% on average. Butyrate levels in stool samples increased correspondingly. The mechanism linking butyrate to muscle involves mitochondrial function. Butyrate serves as preferred fuel for colonocytes, the cells lining your colon. This spares glucose and amino acids for other tissues, including muscle. Butyrate also improves insulin sensitivity systemically, enhancing nutrient delivery to muscles. Additionally, butyrate reduces intestinal permeability, often called leaky gut, which reduces systemic inflammation that interferes with anabolic signaling. Chia seeds provide 13 grams of fiber per 30-gram serving, predominantly soluble fiber that forms viscous gel. This gel undergoes fermentation by colonic bacteria producing substantial butyrate. Chia seeds also provide 5 grams of complete protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and numerous minerals supporting muscle health. She still struggled with stairs and felt weak. Then Patricia's niece, a gastroenterologist, explained the gut-muscle axis and suggested chia seeds based on emerging research. Patricia started adding 3 tablespoons of chia seeds to her morning smoothie. She continued her resistance training and protein intake. Within 8 weeks, she noticed improvements. More energy during workouts, less muscle soreness. After 4 months, she'd gained 9 pounds of lean mass. After 8 months, she'd gained 14 pounds total. Her functional capacity had transformed. She was hiking, playing with grandchildren, doing activities she'd given up. When she told her doctor, he said, "The resistance training is really working." She explained she'd been doing resistance training for months before with minimal results. The change correlated with adding chia seeds. He said, "Interesting," and moved on. No curiosity about the mechanism. No interest in the gut connection. Just dismissal. Patricia realized conventional medicine wasn't equipped to understand or support what had worked for her. That was number 4, chia seeds for gut health supporting muscle anabolism. Now, number 3 addresses something that happens to most seniors, but is rarely discussed. Nighttime muscle breakdown that exceeds daytime synthesis, creating net negative protein balance. You work hard during the day, exercise, eat protein, but overnight, your body breaks down more muscle than you built during the day. You're on a treadmill going backward. The seed that prevents this is flax seeds, specifically because of their unique effect on overnight protein metabolism through anti-inflammatory lignans. Research published in 2023 in the Journal of Nutrition examined muscle protein turnover over 24-hour periods in older adults. One group received placebo. After 16 weeks, both the flaxseed and ibuprofen groups showed reduced overnight muscle breakdown measured by isotope studies. The flax group reduced breakdown by 41%. The ibuprofen group reduced it by 37%. The placebo group showed no change. But here's what matters. The flaxseed group also showed increased daytime synthesis rates by 23%. Net effect was dramatic positive protein balance. The ibuprofen group showed reduced breakdown, but no increase in synthesis. Net effect was modest. The placebo group remained in negative balance. The mechanism involves lignans in flax seeds, particularly secoisolaricyrosinol diglucoside, which converts in the gut to enterolactone and enterodiol. These compounds reduce inflammatory cytokines, including TNF-alpha and IL-6, that drive muscle protein breakdown during sleep. Inflammation is highest overnight due to circadian rhythms in immune function. By reducing inflammatory signaling, flax seeds prevent excessive breakdown. Additionally, flax seeds provide alpha-linolenic acid, an omega-3 fatty acid that improves insulin sensitivity and anabolic signaling. Over the 16-week study, the flaxseed group gained average of 9.6 pounds of lean mass, while the ibuprofen group gained 4.1 pounds and placebo group lost 1.2 pounds. Same resistance training stimulus across all groups. Dramatically different outcomes based on controlling overnight breakdown through flaxseed consumption. Participants consuming flax seeds also reported improved sleep quality, which independently supports muscle recovery. 68% described falling asleep faster and waking less frequently. The mechanism likely involves tryptophan content in flax seeds, supporting serotonin and melatonin production. Number 2 addresses something that destroys muscle in seniors faster than inadequate protein. They found that mitochondrial membranes showed extensive lipid peroxidation, oxidative damage to fats in membranes that impairs mitochondrial function. When mitochondria can't function properly, muscle cells can't generate the ATP energy needed for protein synthesis. You're consuming amino acids, but cells can't power the anabolic machinery. A clinical trial tested whether increasing vitamin E intake could protect mitochondria and improve muscle response to protein. 94 seniors consumed either 45 grams of sunflower seeds daily, providing approximately 15 milligrams of gamma-tocopherol, the most bioactive form of vitamin E, or they consumed synthetic alpha-tocopherol supplements, providing equivalent vitamin E activity measured in international units. Both groups performed resistance training and consumed 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram body weight daily. After 20 weeks, the sunflower seed group gained average of 10.3 pounds of lean mass. The synthetic vitamin E group gained 6.1 pounds. Both better than expected without vitamin E, but the whole food source produced 69% greater gains. Muscle biopsies revealed that the sunflower seed group showed substantially reduced lipid peroxidation in mitochondrial membranes and improved mitochondrial respiration, the process of generating ATP. The synthetic vitamin E group showed moderate improvements, but less than sunflower seeds. The difference likely involves the complete vitamin E complex in sunflower seeds, including all 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols versus isolated alpha-tocopherol in supplements. The complete complex provides superior antioxidant protection. Additionally, sunflower seeds provide selenium, a cofactor for glutathione peroxidase, an enzyme system that works synergistically with vitamin E to protect cell membranes. The seeds also provide B vitamins, supporting mitochondrial metabolism, magnesium required for ATP synthesis, and protein, approximately 8 grams per 45 gram serving, contributing to daily intake. This whole food matrix creates effects isolated vitamin E cannot replicate. Now let me explain number 1. This is the seed that produces 47% more muscle protein synthesis than magnesium supplements, the intervention that fundamentally changes muscle building after 70. The seed is quinoa seeds, technically a pseudo-cereal seed, which provides complete protein with the highest leucine to total protein ratio of any plant source, combined with magnesium in bioavailable forms that supplements can't match. The study used gold standard methodology, measuring muscle protein synthesis rates using stable isotope tracers after consuming different protein sources. Participants aged 68 to 81 consumed meals containing either 40 grams of cooked quinoa, providing 8 grams of complete protein, or 20 grams of whey protein powder, providing equivalent essential amino acids, or quinoa with added magnesium oxide supplements, or regular meals without intervention. The researchers were shocked. Plant-based seed protein outperforming whey, the supposed gold standard. How? The mechanism involves multiple synergistic factors. First, quinoa provides exceptionally high leucine content, approximately 690 milligrams per 8 grams of protein. This leucine to protein ratio of 8.6% is higher than most plant sources and comparable to animal proteins. Leucine triggers mTOR activation initiating synthesis. Second, quinoa provides magnesium in organic chelated forms bound to proteins and amino acids. This organic magnesium absorbs at rates of 40 to 60% compared to 4 to 8% for magnesium oxide supplements most seniors take. Magnesium is required for over 300 enzymatic reactions, including those involved in protein synthesis. When magnesium is deficient, synthesis slows regardless of amino acid availability. Third, quinoa provides all 9 essential amino acids in optimal ratios, approaching the ideal amino acid pattern defined by the World Health Organization. No limiting amino acids means synthesis isn't constrained by deficiency of any single amino acid. Fourth, quinoa contains bioactive peptides that reduce inflammatory signaling and improve insulin sensitivity, creating metabolic conditions permissive to anabolism. A follow-up long-term study examined whether quinoa consumption produces sustained muscle benefits. 126 seniors consumed either 90 grams of cooked quinoa daily, approximately 1/2 cup, providing 16 grams of complete protein, or they consumed magnesium supplements providing 350 milligrams daily, or they received standard care. All groups performed resistance training twice weekly. After 6 months, the quinoa group gained average of 13.7 pounds of lean mass. The magnesium supplement group gained 5.2 pounds. Let me tell you about Robert, 74 years old, retired mechanic from Texas. He'd lost 31 pounds of muscle over 6 years. His doctor prescribed magnesium supplements for muscle cramps and weakness. Robert took them religiously for 8 months. His muscle mass didn't improve. Cramps persisted. Robert printed the research papers and brought them to his next appointment. His doctor glanced at them and said, "Interesting, but I'd stick with proven interventions like protein supplements and magnesium." Robert realized his doctor was operating from outdated education and refused to learn. He continued his quinoa protocol. His muscle gains continued. He didn't need his doctor's approval. He had the research and his own results. Now let me connect the dots for you. Everything I've explained: hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, quinoa, all of these provide superior muscle-building benefits compared to isolated supplements through synergistic whole food matrices that supplements cannot replicate. The research is published in prestigious journals. The mechanisms are well understood. The results are reproducible. Yet none of this appears in standard geriatric care protocols. Why? Because supplement companies fund medical education and research. They sponsor conferences where doctors learn about geriatric care. They provide free samples of protein powders and magnesium pills to medical offices. The entire education infrastructure is built around product sales, not optimal patient outcomes. Your doctor isn't hiding this deliberately. They simply don't know because they were never taught. They learned to recommend protein supplements and resistance training. They learned which magnesium supplements to prescribe. They didn't learn that quinoa provides better results than both, because that information isn't profitable to those controlling medical education. So here's exactly what you need to do. This is your complete muscle building protocol. Step 1. Consume 30 grams of hemp seeds daily added to oatmeal, yogurt, or smoothies. This provides arginine improving muscle perfusion. Step 2. Add 32 grams of pumpkin seeds, approximately quarter cup, to meals providing concentrated leucine triggering mTOR. Step 3. Consume 40 grams of sesame seeds, 3 tablespoons, for calcium and sesamin supporting both bone and muscle. Step 4. Add 30 grams of chia seeds, 2 tablespoons, for prebiotic fiber supporting gut bacteria that enhance anabolism. Step 5. Consume 40 grams of ground flax seeds, 3 tablespoons, for lignans, preventing overnight muscle breakdown. Step 6. Add 45 grams of sunflower seeds for vitamin E protecting mitochondrial function. Step 7. Eat 90 grams of cooked quinoa daily, 1/2 cup, for complete protein with optimal leucine content and bioavailable magnesium. This seems like a lot of seeds. You don't need all 7 daily. Rotate them. Focus on quinoa and pumpkin seeds as foundation for leucine and complete protein. Add hemp seeds for arginine. Rotate others based on preference. The total adds approximately 40 to 50 grams of high-quality protein daily from seeds alone. Combined with protein from other whole food sources, this easily achieves the 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram body weight that research shows optimizes muscle protein synthesis in older adults. Also critical, distribute protein across 3 meals. Consuming 25 to 35 grams per meal with at least 2.5 grams leucine per meal maximizes synthesis. Eating 50 grams at one meal and minimal amounts at others doesn't work as effectively. The synthesis response to each meal is finite. Spreading intake maintains elevated synthesis throughout the day. This isn't building muscle overnight. Research shows meaningful muscle gain, 5 to 15 pounds of lean mass appearing between 12 and 24 weeks depending on baseline muscle mass, training intensity, and protocol adherence. That's realistic. That's sustainable. That's your body gradually rebuilding tissue through consistent stimulus and nutrition. These aren't temporary effects. Maintaining the protocol maintains the muscle. This requires commitment, daily seed consumption, consistent training. But the alternative is progressive muscle loss, frailty, falls, fractures, loss of independence, and eventual institutionalization. Sarcopenia is the primary driver of disability and aging. Preventing it preserves quality of life, autonomy, and dignity. If this explained what your doctor and the supplement industry never told you, if you're angry that this whole food research has existed for decades but was suppressed by commercial interests, I need you to share this video with every senior you know who's losing muscle or wasting money on supplements. Your parents, your friends, people from your community who believe muscle loss is inevitable or that expensive supplements are necessary. The supplement companies actively suppress this content. They flag videos promoting whole foods that threaten their market. The algorithm won't show this unless you share it directly. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Every action tells them their deception is ending. But this only covers muscle building. What about the other side, preventing muscle breakdown that happens even faster? I made another video revealing 7 nighttime habits that destroy muscle while you sleep, and number 2 is something 78% of seniors do, thinking it's healthy. The link is in the description. Don't let the algorithm hide it. Watch it now while this information is fresh. Your independence depends on maintaining muscle. They've profited from your decline for decades. Your engagement is how we take back control. Let's show them their time is up.